Well, great to have Oisin Murphy with us. Oisin, plenty of success at Newbury over the weekend for you and Andrew. Jonquil, the highlight in the Greenham. What kind of feel did he give you through that classic trial?
Thanks very much, David. It was great to get the ball rolling. It was an important day, and Jonquil, I suppose, lived up to all the expectation. His work had been really nice leading into the race, and he relaxed super with me, and he cruised into contention. And I just had to keep him up to his work late. It was important. Remember, on his third start, he kind of learned a little bit, and I was delighted with the way he went through the gears. And he has quite a good, well, a very good pickup. And yeah, he ran the fastest last furlong. So I hope he'll be getting a mile well. I wouldn't think he'd get further than that, though.
Obviously, but we asked you, you rode Cosmic yeah, earlier in the week. They're very similar numbers on time for 112, 111. How do they ride? Are they different types to ride?
Yeah, they are. No, they're both, thank God, and hopefully they stay that way. Very easy to ride, as in they're well mannered and they're quite relaxed horses. Um, Cosmic Year, obviously, the pace was very slow, but he really had a huge turn of foot in the last 2.5 furlongs, and I was delighted with the way he galloped out. I suppose Cosmic Year, naturally, when he comes under pressure, his head comes up, but it's not that he is thinking about not going forward. It's just the way he's built. Whereas Jonquil carries his head a bit lower. Cosmic Gear might be a bit of a stockier type of horse, whereas Jonquil has maybe smaller feet and lighter bone. But they are similar, and I think a mile is probably the maximum distance for both of them, and hopefully they can stay healthy and in one piece, and they can really do well this summer.
The show moves on to Newmarket this week. Always a fascinating week's race. I'm going to talk to some of your rides there. Let's start with the Field Stakes, Ocean. It's often one of the stronger races of the week. Almeric for Andrew and Kirsten Rousing in this. He plenty of promise at two.
Yeah, I loved him at Sandown on debut, and then he bolted up at York on slower ground. Now, this will probably be the fastest ground he's encountered, but he's a very well balanced horse. He's not heavy or over big, so we're hopeful that he gets away with handles the undulations that Newmarket poses. I think it's a good race again. Obviously, Godolphin have a strong hand, but I really like Night Walker. The Gosden horse, I rode him on his final start last year when he was with Sir Michael Stout. He's another owned by Juddmonte, and he could be one to look out for the listeners. He's quite a smart horse.
It's the Nell Gwyn for the fillies as well. Rimat for Andrew. She signed off with a win last season, a three-runner race. What are your thoughts going into the Nell Gwyn with her?
Yeah, she's really done well over the winter. She hasn't got very tall, but she's really filled into her frame. She's pretty fit. She's been on the grass, and she's ready to run to her level. We'll find out how good she is there. I thought Arabian Dusk would take a fair bit of beating. She obviously handles Newmarket. She has very good form at two, and the word from the Christopher camp who their horses are flying. I think they're quite happy with her. So let's see.
Quickly talk on Wednesday. A couple of really interesting rides. Sadger, who I don't know much about, for which trained by Andre Fabre in the Abenam. What can you tell us?
6 is probably his minimum. I actually saw him when I was in Shanty on Thursday. He looks super. He's obviously had a prep race, and it wasn't a bad race. He won well. I think Newmarket might be a bit undulating. I hope the ground isn't too fast. I think if he got pace to run at and the perfect trip, he can win. It's not a great renewal of the race.
Even it's an interesting renewal of the Craven and a fascinating ride for you in New Century. What are you expecting from him?
He's flying. He's in great shape. He's pretty fit. Yeah, I'm delighted with him, and I think he goes there with a leading chance. We're going to find out a lot. I've always viewed him as more a mile and a quarter horse than a miler. Remember, he's a half brother to Passion and Glory. Difference is Passion and Glory is by Cape Cross and New Century's by Chemical. But yeah, people might be a bit disappointed when they see him in the paddock because he's not huge animal, but he's training really well.
How much confidence does it give you, Oisin, that the yard are up and running, you're among the winners, you've got momentum? Is that a big thing at this time of the year?
Yeah, it is, and you just hope then it carries on. But obviously the horses that aren't so good, still, are struggling in their respective grades. But it's nice that the better horses, and a couple of the novices and maidens have been winning, and they've been winning for the last few weeks and months. So, um, yeah, as I say, please God, they stay healthy. The last thing you want with the temperature changing all the time, hot, cold, is horses getting cough and getting sick. So if they can stay healthy, they've got a chance of continuing that fine run of fall.